Hi everyone, it's Morpheus324 back at it again, and today we have the new Taran Tactical 2011 by EMG and STI. This gun is one of my favorite new guns. I bought it for $210 and I pre-ordered it, so I was able to get the extra mag with it. This is the mag that actually comes with it, and man, this pistol is one of the prettiest pistols I've ever seen. As far as all the little touches and everything on it, it's just immaculate. It's got the beautiful rose gold barrel, much like the Taran Tactical Combat Master. The extended magazine release, and it's got the beautiful Taran Tactical USA manufacturer stamp on there. So this gun is a really great gun. I did buy this brand new, so it did take a while to actually get it broke in. The standard break-in period was about, I would say, 100 rounds, just to get the hop up really pushed in and get it where it needed to be as far as shooting level. I had several shots at like about 10 yards that I was right here, and that guy was about 10 yards away from me, and it just had so much recoil that I wasn't used to, and the shots were just kind of inconsistent. But after that first 100 rounds, man, it just absolutely sniped people. My standard range, especially the field that I play, which is a outdoor field, was about 25 yards to around 30 yards, and that's a pretty standard engagement for the field that I was at. It is a more CQB, obviously, because it's a pistol size, and so, but I was still able to hit most of my targets around that area. I wanted to go full primary with this pistol, and I got a total of 3 mags on my person, so 1 in the gun and then 2 on my hip, as you guys can see. And that was a really good loadout. I actually did rock 4 mags at one point, 1 in my pocket and then the other 2 right here, and then 1 in the gun. What happened with that is my CO2 with this pistol, it's about 1.5 mags. This is shooting almost 400 FPS. I think it's right about at 390. So it is a really heavy hitting CO2 pistol, which is great for outdoor play and stuff like that. But being able to reload your CO2 in between games, let's say I run out of 2 mags each game, which is what I typically would do, it was very difficult to change out my mags, reload them, and get back in the game with all 3 mags, just 3 mags. Even if I wanted to rock 4 mags, that was hard to do because I would have to change all the CO2, everything. So as far as that, I don't think it can be a primary. Now, if you want to HPA it, do a mag tap, MP5 mag, you're golden. Like, this gun would be the best gun to do that. The Assassin's pistol is always a good option, especially for that $100 mark. If you love the Taran Tactical brand and you love the 2011 and you love the Pit Viper from the new John Wick 4 movie, then it's an awesome gun to do that with. I will show you guys, this barrel extends all the way through that comp. So if you guys can see that, it actually pushes through down to that hole, and you can see where I cut off the orange tip that standardly ships and is supposed to remain on the pistol. For recreational use and training, I take it off just because it helps me. I would not recommend anybody to do that, but you have your own liability to deal with if you do want to take it off. But this gun is really nice. The only thing I will say is the grip looks pristine. Great looking grip, although compared to the Combat Master that we have right here, I would say I like that grip a little bit better. I'm not sure what exactly it is, but it just feels like the texture is way better to me, just the way they stippled it. This is the EMG STI version, Some may say that the Jag Arms is the better version of the Combat Master. This is just the version that I have. But luckily, with the 2011s being so modular and being fairly standard, especially for the Taran Tactical license versions, you can swap that magazine right here with those 2 screws. You just pop those 2 screws off. Now, a note on that, if you do want to do that, you will have to mess with this spring, which is the hammer spring. It controls how hard this pushes down that hammer, so you will have to adjust that most likely, especially in like this version. I need to upgrade this spring in order to have a fully firing gun again, because this gun does not currently fire. And that's one thing about the Combat Master that I feel is lackluster. You have less recoil impulse because you have a longer slide. With this, you have a much higher recoil impulse, but you have the same barrel length. As you guys can probably see right here, you almost have the same exact barrel length on the Pit Viper. And honestly, except the high recoil impulse, this gun is better to me. It's more accurate and just as more easy to handle. And because of that high recoil impulse, you have a better training pistol all around, because a real gun is going to have more of a recoil impulse than a standard airsoft gun. And so that's the only thing that I dislike about my Pit Viper, is this grip. But on this specific model, you have that little Taran Tactical mag well with it printed. On this one, you don't. And it's a very similar gun, as you can see, has this very similar sights. Different kind of hammers you got. One's rose gold like it should be, and one's standard black. And so there's a lot of little differences that I definitely think the Pit Viper just comes out ahead on everything. We'll go ahead and shoot a few rounds, kind of show you guys how it recoils, and yeah. Back up a little bit. You guys can see that. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't. Oops. You gotta put red gas in your magazines. So really good recoil impulse, really nice gun. It does have a little bit of a learning curve, just because you kind of have to get used to that recoil impulse. It's a lot more girthy than, like, let's say a 19X with green gas or something like that. It is a CO2 pistol, so it's going to have more of a recoil impulse just because of that. But it's one of the best pistols I've ever shot, one of the best looking pistols I've ever shot. And as long as you keep it lubricated well, I've shot around 400 rounds through it. I just recently cleaned it. It did seem like it was starting to lack in power when it got dirty, but it had a ton of dirt caked up in it. I will say, with these open slides, that is one thing you have to deal with, is having a lot more dust be on the barrel. And the downside of that is you're going to have to clean that area a lot more. The upside is you have a lighter slide, so you'll be able to you'll have more gas efficiency because of that. Another thing I will say, with the standard magazine that you get shipped with, this one right here, it looks super cool with the Taran Tactical actual base plate that is used on the actual guns. But because it's used on the actual guns, it's not made for CO2 delivery, so you have to use a little Allen key right here to pop this little pin out, and then you're able to actually move this base plate out of the way. So functionally, it's not the best. As far as aesthetically and how it looks great, looks awesome. So, but this is one of the best pistols I've had. They did a really nice job. They got almost all the details down to the top sight, little sight post, and how it's configured down properly, how it's molded it down into the slide. It's just a really great finished product. I pre-ordered it in May 2023, and I ended up getting it in July of 2023. So it was a decent amount of weight, but I got a free extra mag with it, and so I was able to get a total of 4 mags, which is really great for a primary pistol. Like I said, I wasn't able to actually use it as a primary pistol, but it's pretty dang close, and if you got HPA set up, you'd be pretty good. So it's a really awesome pistol. Definitely recommend it. It's not for a novice, but it's somebody that's an intermediate. It definitely not for use under 10 yards, just because it's almost a 400 FPS pistol. So it's a really great gun. I hope you guys really like this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the 2011 Pit Viper, if it was overhyped or if it's just an awesome gun in general. And let me know what your guys' thoughts are on other Taran Tactical 2011s, whether they're good, better, or whatever. And next month we'll be doing a review of the Umarex Glock 19X, which is one of my first airsoft guns that I've had for 6 years. It actually got me into my first firearm that I ended up purchasing, and it's all around a really great gun. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and thank you again for watching.